a bit more life to the attack. The Premiership in South Africa, he scored a plenty, he created a plenty as well. Mofokeng is certainly a player to watch out for. Here he comes for this second half for South Africa. Injection of life in the top half of the pitch. They need a team who've had just 2 attempts on target from their game and a half so far here in the United States and Mexico.
10, 9, 8.
Cambrana's just a little too hasty to get going. And Tori Penso does get us back underway. So Czechia leading by 1-0 against Sadilek's goal on 6 minutes is the difference here in Atlanta. What do South Africa have about them in the second half? Remains to be seen, and whether the change and the introduction of Mofokeng can make a difference. Jamie Watson.
Mofokeng needs to be able to try to provide a secondary run off of Reyners, somebody to run in behind as well, pick up the second pieces. I'd like to see higher starting positions from the outside backs for South Africa, pitching in as well, less stretched out in their build-up, a bit more diversity in the attack. It was a bit regimented from South Africa, none of the freedom and free-flowing nature in which they operate best.
To bring it down under control here, get the ball out of the air. Czechia in possession here. Oh, it's a touch on from Sheikh and Sadilek. And this is Darida. Oh, 3 in the way. Could have been a big turning point. Chev and tipped over by Roman Williams. But the biggest chance was for Darida.
This is such an important block. That's so well defended from Mbokaze. And then the trailing run of Okan to be able to come back and make this intervention. Roman Williams is watching this and tracking it the whole way, but it's moving from one way or another. But that was Okan as well that gets in the way.
Darida, if he is to score it, become the oldest goal scorer in Czech history. His eyes must have lit up there. At the end here at the Atlanta Stadium, where there's a good amount of support for Czechia. Oh, the header! But for Patrick Schick, who when it is going right will be gobbling those up.
We had one early on inside the first 2 minutes of this match that he didn't take with conviction. This time it looked a bit hesitant as well. Then I was surprised it got to him, so he wasn't able to add any extra power to it. The late reaction means it's just really hitting him instead of him heading it.
Ended his season well with Bayer Leverkusen. He is Czechia's 4th all-time top scorer. 16 goals in the Bundesliga last season. 23 in all competitions. Here's Okan. Zapolis. Slipping over the top of Kovac's goal. Lozek, known for putting the ball into the net, doing his bit to stop South Africa in attack here.
Tremendous weight. To look again at Schick, who just saw that late, to be fair, as that comes over Okan. This is the view of Tori Penso.
Police goes short again. Back to the man who represents the Orlando Pirates. Commanding header away. Another wild one from range. His shake for Czechia. Shake the only one forward. Mokoena comes down again. South Africa behind. They were only behind in one of their 10 World Cup qualifiers. Defeat to Rwanda. Well, be careful here, Czechia inviting pressure onto them. Mudau, can he get in behind? Sadilek is done really well back. Will have felt the breath on the back of his neck. But Mudau's come up worse.
That's twice now we've been able to see Mudau be able to threaten in behind. It feels like it was Sadilek's ball to get to, but Mudau just bravely sticks his foot in there. Oh, and it's more of the landing.
Yeah.
His foot was in a precarious position, couldn't really protect it, and then all the weight of Sadilek comes down. A bit of rotation in the foot when Sadilek lands on Mudau.
He's up on his feet, he's okay. 6 years with Sundowns. And Mudau. Serenus. Now Lojek. Shik. Soika. Oh, it's a tremendous ball in as well.
What a clearance.
That was so important from Mbakazi. It's just asking to be put in, wasn't it?
Wow, this is so good to be able to clear that away the last second. Mokoena just acrobatically, but also intelligently clears it. And keep in mind, this is how Czechia scored their first goal. Miroslav Krejci was the one that got on the end of it.
Massive one in again. And there was Mbakazi to put it behind.
And if Mbakazi doesn't get there, Krejci was inside of his defender. And he was the next player that was going to get to it.
And it comes again, and the header is over as a lot of players down. Krejci goes head to the ball first.
Krejci just goes and finds it, tracks it so well, even backpedaling. And unfortunately for Czechia, he is backpedaling, so it's immensely difficult to get any sort of precision on the header.
Scored in both games in the playoffs. Scoring in the first game as well here at the FIFA World Cup. Krejci. Captain of Czechia at the first World Cup in 20 years. Getting in each other's way here, Krejci. Soika just puts his laces through it to clear it away. Apolis. Allowed to turn. Away from Derrida. Finds Mudau, who's got time to take a touch. And played away in behind. Czechia here. Oh, so a wild one from Maseko in the end. And so Czechia are going to be making their first change. So it'll be the end of Derrida as we just have a look at Lukasz Chev's effort at the start of this second half. So Vladimir Darida comes off. So quite the season back in Czech football, actually, Darida. And coming back out of retirement for the World Cup qualifiers. Putting a shift in there, all right. Schwicker is also coming off, so Zeleny and Schultz. Players that have come on, so a double change from Kobeck. Schultz has had a very good season with Olympique Lyonnais in France. To bring that form into this World Cup here in this incredibly important one. This game that both need to win. Apolis. And once again.
It's crowded, it's got to come out.
Well, that is one that Czechia will be happy to see sail out of play.
That's poor decision making. You've tried one way, patiently probing, and then ultimately it's just careless to try to just swing your foot through it, and you don't even give your teammates an opportunity to get on the end of it.
Let's give it away, and Schick taking it in stride, an awkward one for him to take. Quickly in the races on here. Krejci's going to be aware. It's one of those frustrating ones for Seiko. Their hands were on the back. Doesn't need to give a free kick away, although Czechia are not hanging around. Schultz. Bakazi. Apolis. Mokuena. Team with goals in them, but where are they going to find the right answers here, South Africa?
Just look how slow it is to build up. There's no decisive first movement that then teammates can react off of.
It's the player on the deck here, Vittorio Penso. Or a further call to be made here.
A little something off the ball here. Wolfgang, he does throw a left hand, and you'd have to think after just watching your teammate get sent off in the previous match day for some silly swinging of the hands that you would not have the indiscipline to do something similar, to put your fate in our video assist referee Tatiana Guzman or referee Tori Penso's hands. I don't think there's anything that needs to come from it. I think that Cherub has made an absolute meal of it. But nonetheless, why are you doing that if you're a Mofokeng?
Well, they are a team that have received more cards than anybody else so far in this World Cup. That's a great pass. Schultz now, and the layoff. The block was mightily important.
How good is that from the two substitutes? Zeleny with a little bit of skill check, then puts it right back through the legs of Mudau. maybe it's just the nature of just coming off the bench. If you're Pavel Schultz, to not have a go, that would have been a good spot. I think he realized it when the moment had passed him, and he could have had, maybe should have had an effort towards goal. Now, if you're Ronald Williams right now, you're looking at how stagnant everything is. You're finally getting a little jog towards the ball. But then what else is there if you're the goalkeeper?
Passes like that, and immediately under pressure. Now he goes long.
And what are Czechia's strengths? Long aerial duels. It's just unimaginative right now from South Africa.
Speculative hits like that, which they'll be happy to see. Well, Czechia from Madiba this time.
Czechia will take this all day. Czechia got their reward. They got their goal from throwing interchange, and 6 minutes in, they apply the finish. Pressure has been the word that has been thrown around more than anything else today, and you better believe these last 30 minutes are going to have even more pressure with each passing second for the South African side.
Yeah, you can see there, attempts on target as 0 for South Africa. They're now going over 90 minutes without an attempt on target. Coming back on the 56th minute against Mexico, and that was from Aubrey Madiba, who's known as the postman.
Why is that?
Known for delivering for his club and country.
I see what you did there.
Moffiking.
I've been really impressed with Czechia's shape. They have done really well.
And Mudau, not staying down, Mudau, flag eventually going good. Krejci doing his job anyhow.
Almost spoke too soon there. Well, finally, one run set off by Moffiking draws the attention of the Czechia midfielder, and then ultimately it just creates a little bit of space for Mudau, who had straight into that offside position. But we're an hour into it, and we're not seeing nearly enough selfless running from South Africa to set their teammates up for success.
Right back at Czechia here again. It's good distribution that time from Kovac. Ranad didn't have the best of Euros. It seeped into his domestic game with Hoffenheim. Couldn't get in the team. Schechter to get up to his feet. Ranad's then playing a real part in Hoffenheim qualifying for Europe this season. This season gone. Police, he is the one that can make things tick. He's lost out here. Directly involved in twice as many goals as any other South African player during the qualifiers. Was with the Police. Sadilek for Hollish. For Czechia. Twice a runner-up in the World Cup. Formative days. European champion as well as Czechoslovakia, 1976.
Been a really good passing sequence here for Czechia. It becomes demoralizing when you're South Africa having to constantly chase. You can't get your foot on the ball. You can hear Krejci screaming as Schultz put some runs on to keep the movement going.
Lojek got the block in, and I think he was fortunate the way that he might have just landed on the back of the leg there. It's awkward. Where's he going to land? Where can he put his feet? And unfortunately, straight onto Muda.
That's painful. No intention whatsoever. Take nothing away from him. That is really, really painful.
It was a proper rallying cry yesterday, certainly from Roman Williams, the South African captain. Years and years of sacrifice as he put it to be here. Spoke about Hugo Broos promising that they would qualify for the World Cup. Don't want to let him down. So there was 2 to 3 days after the Mexico loss where in camp he said you could hear a pin drop.
Feels about right of a response with how flat that performance was in the opening match against Mexico. Right now, you can hear a pin drop in this Atlanta stadium because the South African fans have had nothing to cheer from with their side. And that is exactly to the game plan that Czechia wanted.
It's still just a one-goal game, as Czechia are going to make a couple of changes here. So Lukas Provod and Tomáš Souček is going to be coming on. Tomáš Souček is going to become Czechia's 6th most capped player, moving on to 92 for his country. There's a change for South Africa, it looks like, as well. Evidence Magopa is going to be coming on as well. So that is the first change. Magopa for Reyners. Magopa's got 6 goals for his club this season in the league for Orlando Pirates. So it's the end of Adam Lojek. Considering the amount of football that he has played this season, understand that he's not going to be lasting the pace. Mikel Sadilek as well, coming and going off on the far side, the closest possible to get up due to the time constraints that you have now with substitutes. Lukas Provod there. Souček coming on as well, as I mentioned, the 6th most capped player now to 92. Souček was relegated with West Ham United from the Premier League this past season. 5-time Czech Footballer of the Year. What a miss so far.
Seen this script before. Great choose the player they're looking for.
And there is Krejci. Watch out for Souček being on the pitch now. Those late runs and peeling away at the back post. Demioko. See no games of this FIFA World Cup. It ain't over till it's over. Just recently we saw it with Ghana scoring late against Panama last night. Played behind, but out of play it goes. And Zeleni's not going to get that.
We've been treated to a couple really good days. The World Cup, Harry Kane back in the brace as well. The day before, all the stars were out.
And we're going to have the first hydration break, or the hydration break into the second half. Still the one goal is the difference through Sadilek in the first half.
Striker is on the move. He cuts inside. He dribbles past one defender. He's heading towards the box. He shoots. Goal!
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. When we're out together dancing, Jesus.
burger, facing off with KFC's Prego. Chili looks creamy, the Prego looks spicy.
Every corner of this World Cup, we've had terrific crowds, wonderful sights. How this country, Mexico and Canada, have embraced the grandest stage of all.
Incredible. The people here have been brilliant. Here, there, and everywhere across 16 host cities and around these three great countries.
That's the best sign I've seen so far whilst we've been here.
We can both echo those sentiments to our significant others.
Needs must now for South Africa. Don't keep too many clean sheets. Czechia, has to be said, before today only 2 clean sheets in the last 17 World Cup matches. Saw a glimpse of the legend that is Pavel Nedved earlier here. Said that they will be 100% better than the first game that they played against South Korea. Needs must in a game that you just have to win, as just a case of needing to win it. Doesn't matter how you do it. And what can South Africa do? Just a 1-goal game. Still in the balance. And Police was found across as well, and the loose ball flicked away from Schultz, and he's going to try and chase this one down as well. Recovery of Ime Ocon.
Better when Mafalken gets into the final third. There were 3 South African teammates in the box just waiting for some sort of service, but there was finally a willingness to get into the box. It just was too slow decision making.
The header is to the possession of Kovac. It was an awkward one, certainly, for Evidence Magopa. They've not really been able to get him in the game so far. 6 goals for his club. 1 goal against Cameroon in January at AFCON. Or just the once in the qualifiers. And that has gone down, actually, as the first shot on target, attempt on target for South Africa in the game.
Feels generous. The ball should have been played across. And this is the type of moment where you start to really feel the full weight of Zwane's red card in the last match. 36-year-old attacking midfielder has 12 goals in 56 appearances, but he boasts the ability to create things. He's a spectator like you and I and the rest of us tonight.
Maseko down. No foul. So foul over the top. Apolis. Mokoena now for South Africa. Oh, Krejci. And that might be a yellow card. Yeah, he was warned in the first half for a number. And this time he's crossed the line. Yellow cards to Ladislav Krejci.
They've been given the benefit of the doubt earlier in this match. That wore out, wore thin on the referee. Great bit of deception. Well, it's really good to be able to just take the touch, drop the shoulder, and Maseko just rolls Krejci. Czechia are going to have their line right at the top of the 18-yard box. Then this needs to be put right into that corridor of uncertainty. Top of the 6-yard box, right in the penalty spot. Get everybody running towards the goal of Kovac.
Well, Apolis is the right-footed option. From Madiba there. Anticipation around what's going to happen. Strike from range, but once again they're able to get out quickly here, Czechia.
Couldn't be more frustrating to see that being the best effort. They're going to switch the ball out.
Just hit that hard.
Might have been. And hitting it hard from roughly 40 yards out is not necessarily the way to go. Yeah.
Abakazu had the effort. Just blocked. Krejci there to clear away towards Schick. This could again another frustrated figure today. Patrick Schick. Muda. Emi Ocon. These two will, whatever happens here, we'll have to wait to see what happens in the later game between Mexico and South Korea. A defining game for both of these two teams here in Atlanta. In attendance here at the Atlanta Stadium as David Zima is going to be coming on for Czechia. It's Chev that has made way. Zima plays for Slavia Praha. His third season back with the club. At the best of times with Torino in Italy. They're asking for another card here.
No, Socek, they got the wrong side. Hugo Bros, well, he wants something more. There was a clear path for Mokoena.
It's a clear pullback. Short it goes. Apolis. This touch was heavy. Krejci across. They will get a corner out of this, South Africa. Wonder if the touch was better, it could have been more. Oh, it's a great call here, overturning the call for a corner to a goal kick.
Abeles takes a heavy first touch here, so he's trying to chase it.
Great call.
Wow, really good from Brooke Mayo. Our assistant referee on a conversation with our assistant, or with our head referee Tori Pensel, got that absolutely spot on.
Selene. Czechia losing out again, and Maseko is evidence Magopa. Mudau.
Would you believe it? There's still not one player for South Africa inside the 18, though. Maseko just like reluctantly got to the top of the 18 and stopped. You're chasing the game. There's roughly 10 minutes till stoppage time. You're in the final third, and not one player is inside the 18. That's where the criticism is going to come from. That's where the questions are going to be asked of what more will it take to get players to get into the box.
Apolis. Structure defensively has been sound from Czechia so far. Happy for South Africa to have the ball in this sort of area. The sideways passes, no way through though. Once again. Mokoena. Maseko. Coming inside. Maseko struggling. He's asking for a handball. Penalty! Penalty South Africa. An immediate appeal. Tori Petso took her time. What a moment this could be for South Africa to keep their World Cup alive.
This is so good from Maseko to just put his foot on the ball and decide, I'm going to go one-on-one. When he does, he just drops his shoulder a little inside out to create the space, gets the effort. And that does come off of the arms of Schultz, but it's in tight. Ah, it feels harsh. Well, it's actually the left arm, so yeah, it does block the shot. It is a little bit bigger. I'm okay with that decision. On second glance, it looked like it was the right arm that was in tight, but it was actually the left arm that blocked it. Everybody saw it instinctively, and so did our referee. I cannot see this one being overturned.
Oh, so this is big. This is big now. Maciej Kovac played his role in penalty shootout wins against the Republic of Ireland and Denmark in the playoffs.
Mokoena is standing with the ball in his hand at the penalty spot. He is 2 for his last 5. He's missed 3. The 3 that he's missed have all gone to the goalkeeper's right. The 2 that he's made has gone to the goalkeeper's left.
Well, the hearts will be thumping here. This to level in Atlanta. And for South Africa, this has to go in. Mokoena puts it in the corner. They're still alive with this World Cup. 1-1.
South Africa is a country that dares to dream. And Mokoena has kept the dream alive for South Africa. The homework would have been done. The goalkeeper, Maciej Kovac, knew that Mokoena had success going to the goalkeeper's left. The 3 misses have made amends in the biggest of moments. The weight of a nation, the weight of a continent on his shoulders, and he dispatches it expertly.
Well, known as the Rainbow Nation, I might have just added a bit more colour back to their World Cup adventure. South Africa here. Maseko is off. And Camugalo Sebelebele is the play that has come on for the final moments. Not quite the finale here. These two nations away from the World Cup scene for a long time, determined not to be going home early on a must-win game. And we are level closing in.
And if this result holds for Czechia, that would be 5 points dropped from winning positions so far in this tournament.
And another successful penalty. 4 penalties have been scored, all 4 of them have been dispatched so far in this tournament. Mokoena, one of the biggest goals for his country, into double figures for goals for his country as well. Final 5 minutes plus stoppage time. Here comes South Africa again into water police. Who dares now?
There's a real battle mentally right now. Those 6 inches between the ears. Do you go for it? Do you play cautious to not concede? We're going to find out who can hold their nerves in these final 5 minutes plus stoppage time.
There's Mudau. A setback for Czechia again, having led for so long. They led against South Korea before. They were beaten in the end at their first game. Life in South Africa again at this World Cup. Forget the third best, or the best third place teams, I should say. 8 of those will go through to the knockout stages as well as the top 2. So it's not totally over and done with. There was to be a point apiece here. It's important not to lose this one. Oh, and Solani will pick up the pieces now. Makupa. It's a great hill to hold that up. And Mokoena can't.
The pressure immediately falls on Czechia's shoulders. Their third and final match of this group stage is against Mexico in Mexico City. The last place you want to be against a host nation and one of the most formidable stadiums in the world, needing to get all 3 points. Czechia might really need to go for a second here.
South Africa and South Korea in Monterrey.
Still a daunting task, but
absolutely
the lesser of the two.
Mokoena, they are going to go direct now. Oh, just holding it, Kovac. Sebelebele. Would have been quite the introduction.
Just one moment of endeavor from Maseko to go 1v1, drop the shoulder, and fortuitously win the penalty. Has just changed the entire complexion of this match.
Shoot now. There's a check play down. So foul. Plus, seeing out for a corner here ahead of Sofal as Patrick Schick getting himself back up onto his feet.
There was a look just a moment ago. Goalkeeper Kovac with a little bit of uncertainty, but this is a massive moment in this match. This play is being held up for just a moment.
Yeah, Patrick Schick's not happy, is he? He's continuing the argument. Mokoena here. He's not having any of it, is he? And he's going to be very careful that he's not going to get a yellow card.
Corey Benson just said, I don't want to card you. Schick just has to manage the emotions, but this is a massive moment. Set pieces have been a real point of dominance all afternoon long for Czechia. Krejci in particular, number 7.
It's a good header. Really good header away by Mbakazi. What a pillar of strength at the back there for South Africa today.
There's numbers at the back post.
Cross eventually is played into his Krejci. Zimmer. Feel the tension inside Atlanta Stadium. Oh! Might have got away with that, Zeleny, but he does get the free kick. Just a little trick.
Yeah, he tried to play through it, but there was a step on top of the foot.
7 more to play. So far, floated and glanced on by Zeleny. Souček, flag up.
Our assistant referee on the far side, Katie Nesbitt, was just waiting for that. Souček had made the initial run, and when it gets flicked on, he was in that offside position. The deflection and just falls into the path. Watch Souček at the top. It resets when the header happens. There's the first initial one, but when it gets headed on, Souček was in an offside position. It's absolutely correct decision from our assistant referee.
Was captain and had the captaincy taken off in Thomas Souček. So far won't get there. Here's Mokoena, scoring South Africa's first penalty at a World Cup since Quinton Fortune scored against Paraguay in 2002. Oh, who wants it? Mokoena, not helping themselves here. Schultz, Schick, Polej, and so far with space here. And Schultz and Mokoena with a recovery axe. Goal kick.
Look at that reaction from Ronald Williams to go over and just celebrate with Mbakazi. But there was a moment where the window was open and the Czech player in the attack took a secondary touch. If he could have played it first time, there were 2 Czechia players that were open and he just could not get it to him quick enough.
You mentioned it, Jamie, after he picked up that yellow card, Mokoena, which sees him out of the last game. How he needs to lead by example now. As a leader, he's done so. You look at all of the statistics, he's topping them. Chances created, touches, completed passes. The scorer of a priceless penalty. Schultz. Schick in the centre. Schultz now. Oh, now is Schick. Makazi there again. And then flash wise.
There are so many tired bodies right now on that pitch. But both players, both sets of teams are going for it. Just heavy legs, poor clearances, rash decisions. You just feel as though this match, as we 4 minutes in to the 7 minutes of stoppage time, you just feel there's one more opportunity. Which side is it going to be in? Is somebody going to step up and take the moment and make it theirs?
Over 4 minutes played of the 7 added on here. And here is Krejci. Czechia's number 7. That's a heavy touch. He pushes more. He goes for it more now. Chance to get in behind Czechia. Sabalevele. Attempted cross blocked. Back he comes again from Mudau. Mokoena for a police. Mofokeng. And Bakazi. And Imi Okon. Makopa. Breaking down Makopa.
Oh, that would have capped off a brilliant passing sequence from South Africa.
Czechia were undone by South Korea's equaliser. Some 25 passes that undid them on that occasion. A police. Schick, great touch and turn, but here comes South Africa again, giving everything in the second half. Mudau, on he goes, Makopa. Mofokeng. To be quite the finish. And blood. Goodness me. So many red shirts in the way. It was David Zimmer.
Oh, it would have been a moment of brilliance just to have composure. And now with the last minute, South Africa try to generate something.
And police now feel it inside the stadium for the South African fans. Kept in play here by Imi Okon. Looking for that bit of support. Finds it from Mbakazi. Who's going to have a go? Socek. On the wall of Thomas Socek. Has to go along now from Williams. Ranach underneath this. And that is that. Well, second half that came to life. And for Quebec, for Czechia, for South Africa, they're still alive for now in this World Cup. A point apiece, their first point on the board in Group A, but they will wait to see what happens later as well. But in the end, frustrations you can see on the face of Socek. And South Africa kept on pushing in the second half. They got the reward of a goal. And he finishes here in Atlanta. Czechia 1, South Africa 1.
Check 1, 2. Yes, yes, that was close. South Africa, are you still there? Do you still have hope we're going to win the last game? Now, finally, siminye ukuthi Mexico is losing. It's either they must draw or Mexico must lose, so that we win the last game and we qualify for the round of 16. But right about now, the party continues. Once again, welcome to the FIFA.